still support him?
Um, Not 100%, but I will say this: I voted for Obama his second term. Um, but the one thing I don't know how old you are. I'm 54, and I do enjoy this because there's a little bit of back and forth. But the thing is Dems are going to vote for Dems. It doesn't matter. Republicans are going to vote for Republicans. It's the middle that makes the decision. Whoever is in the middle will make the final decision who is president, who is not president. Because it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican who's running, you're always going to vote for that side. That's
I
what's
would
wrong with this
disagree because,
country.
like, some people, especially
That is what's
nowadays,
wrong with this
I,
country.
I agree with you that is an issue, but I would disagree that I don't think you made this claim explicitly, but I think that having these productive dialogues would be able to have like people who grew up in Republican households like change their mind and be open to critical thought, right? And that's why I hold these conversations to change Republicans' minds who maybe grew up in a Republican household or had these beliefs and didn't have critical thought. But take it away. Why do you support Trump still over Harris?
I just told you I don't support him 100%.
But
I
would you
don't
vote for
like
Trump
how
over Harris?
he's. No, well, let me finish. You know, I criticize Biden for the same reasons Trump is doing right now. Too old. The country needs a younger leader.
Like Harris?
Oh, no, not like Harris.
Okay, why
She's
would you
not
vote for
even
Trump over
missing.
Harris then?
I did vote for Trump over Harris. I
Okay,
did.
knowing everything you
But
know now, would you vote for Trump over Harris or not vote?
yes, still would. I still would.
Okay, why?
But Harris is not a leader. She was thrown in there. There was no runoff. There was no nothing. There was a plan. And honestly, if people can't see that and look back at how presidents have been voted for and brought into office in the past for ages, and then this one was just a little bit different. It's not like Biden got pew pewed, and Harris had to replace him, like some other presidents, and then boom, put into the spot to where you know she'd be running for president. This is a totally different thing, and it's the same thing with Trump. I listen, like I said, I voted for Trump. I can see the same thing happening in a year and a half with JD Vance and Trump. Trump is old. I That's why I don't support him right now. That's why I don't like what's going on
But
right
you would
now.
vote for an old person compared to Harris, who's a young, smart,
But
intelligent person.
No. But again, Harris's policies, no, absolutely not.
Trump's policies?
What I listen, I'm all about immigration law. I don't just because somebody wants to come here, it's crazy. You got to
Okay.
go do it the right way. If not, you're a
Biden had better
criminal.
border security than Trump.
You're a criminal if you're coming here illegally. You're a
Trump is
criminal.
also a criminal.
Yeah, yeah. Sniffing little girls is not good either.
Sniffing little girls is not a
That's
crime
exactly what
in
Biden
most
does.
typical
He did that
circumstances.
before, and then anybody
I would
doesn't
rather
want.
have Biden sniffing his granddaughter's hair to make sure it doesn't smell bad compared to Donald Trump raping a woman.
Do you have proof that he raped a woman?
A civil court determined this.
Wait a minute. Do you have proof that he raped a woman?
Yes, the civil court
Show me
determination.
proof. Show me proof.
I got you.
Yeah. Show me proof that he raped somebody.
Donald Trump sexually abused Miss Carroll. They answered yes.
This is
So you're saying this is rape?
Yes, the forceful penetration of a woman's vagina with your fingers is rape. Yes.
Have you ever done that before?
Why do you want to know A about my sex life? B, unconsensually?
Well,
No, I've never raped a
again,
woman.
I mean, listen,
Have
people
you
in
ever
power.
forcefully penetrated a woman's vagina with your fingers
Wait,
without her
people in
consent?
power usually are. Look, I don't even need
Rapists?
to
Yeah,
explain it to you.
probably.
I shouldn't have to explain it to you.
I
I
have a
don't
question.
have
Have
to.
you ever unconsensually fingered a woman?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Have I fingered a woman? Yes. Have I unconsensually? No.
I didn't need to know that. I just asked.
Well,
if
you asked. Well, you listen. You're the one that asked me, so I'm coming.
I
at
was
you.
asking you
Yeah.
if you raped a woman because you
No,
said,
I
"Have
have
I raped a
never
woman?"
done that.
Okay, so
But
then why do you hold Donald Trump to a higher why do you hold undocumented immigrants to a higher extent compared to Donald Trump? Because he's a rapist,
no,
right? You care about criminals, right?
no,
You care about Biden sniffing kids, yet Trump's a rapist.
6 miles away from me, where I live in Ohio, there has been 2 different occurrences where illegal immigrants have killed women. Okay, undocumented. They got deported. These women would be alive,
And
but
due to the
yet
Lake and
everybody
Riley
wants to
Act,
support on the. Everybody
due
on
to
the
the
left
Lake and
side.
Riley Act passed by Donald Trump,
That has
those
nothing about
people,
Lake. This happened. This happened
due to
before that.
due to the Lake and Riley Act, those people are now going to be able to murder other people in their own country. Your
Yeah, good.
president
Let
caused
them.
that.
Let them in their own country. Let them.
So you support women getting raped and murdered?
No, I don't. What?
You
Listen,
just said
you
let
said
these
Derek,
men rape
these
and murder
illegals are
women in their
coming
own
here
country. You just
and
said, hold on,
killing
you do
people.
support that because you said, and I quote, let them.
Let me finish. Are you going to let me finish?
You finished when you said let them, but go
Oh,
ahead. Defend your stance that you think
I am.
men should be able to rape other people.
I am not defending that stance. Never did.
So should
My
people?
point is. My point is, as I just told you, illegals are coming here, literally 6 miles from where I live. 2 different occurrences, 2 different illegals killing young women. But yet, you Democrats, you guys support women, but you're supporting
Absolutely.
us not letting illegals in here.
Absolutely.
You don't want them. You want them in here. But
Absolutely.
you're supporting them by saying, let them kill women.
No, that's actually you. You literally
No.
said them, and I quote, let them, when in
Wait-
reference to me.
Wait a minute.
Saying,
You're putting words. So listen to me.
I did not put words in your mouth. You said
I'm
that
telling.
verbatim.
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Let's just clear the air.
Illegals are coming
Let's
in
just
here
clear the air.
killing.
Do you like the Lake and Riley Act passed by Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But what I'm
the
saying
Lake and Riley
is,
Act allows for these murderers to roam free in the streets of their own country to rape and murder.
it's not
What are
my
your
country.
thoughts?
That's not my country.
So when you said let them, and I
Yeah, that's not my
rephrased what you
country.
said by saying
They should go
let
back
them,
to where they were.
you did say let them, right?
Maybe they're running from the law down there. You ever
So
think
they're
that?
raping and murdering people because of our policy, and you support that.
Wait, they're raping and murdering people in their own country and coming here to run
Because
from
of our
them- from their-
policy.
Huh?
Because of
From
our
what?
policy, they're raping and murdering. They could
Because they're
be
allowed to
behind
do it here?
bars.
Because they're allowed to do it here?
No, because of the Lake and Riley Act, that you're allowed to deport people based on an accusation,
Oh,
not a
so
conviction.
they're here illegally.
Meaning, if you deport them based on an accusation, they can't be arrested in their own country. Meaning that they're probably going to rape and murder in their own country.
They're probably
I thought you
running
cared
from
about
the
women.
cop. They're probably running from their authorities down in their country. Is why they're
Point
here.
is, they could be in jail, but they're potentially raping and murdering, and you would just want to let them.
And then us taxpayers are paid for it. Fuck no.
You pay $80 billion for ICE. Fuck
Yeah.
no to that.
Well, fuck no on that.
Yeah,
I mean,
fuck
I
no
am
to
not
funding
paying
ICE.
for
Yeah,
an illegal in our jail system.
I thought Donald
shouldn't
Trump was
have
going to
been
give
here
them
in the first
$1,000.
place. They shouldn't have been here in the
Donald
first
Trump
place.
is funding ICE $80 billion.
I support that.
So you
They've
support
been here
harming
in
the
my
economy.
area.
You support
Great
letting
for them.
rapists roam free on the streets of other countries, but you don't support putting rapists
That's
in
their
prison.
countries. They're probably running from the authorities there. They haven't caught them.
Should all rapists be put in
Them
prison?
in here.
Should
Think
all
about
rapists be put in prison?
Huh?
Should all rapists be put in prison?
100%.
Okay. Would you ever support a policy that allows rapists to be roam free across the streets?
No, they should be fucking neutered.
Okay. So then you literally don't support the Lake and Riley Act because the Lake and Riley Act allows rapists to roam free on the street.
Yeah. If they're here legally, if they're an American citizen, put them in prison. Neuter them. If they're illegals and you're here and you're being a rapist, you're a murderer, ship them the hell out of here. Put them
With
back
a
in their
conviction,
country.
right? Because if they're not convicted, they can't be put in prison in their own country. If it's
I
based
don't
on an
care.
accusation, they can't
Listen,
be put in prison.
why are you supporting? I'm confused.
Why am I supporting putting rapists in prison
No,
so women
that's
don't
not
get
what I'm
raped?
saying. You're ignoring my question.
What was your question?
No, oh my God. You're an idiot. They're obviously running from somebody else. That's why they're here.
Yeah, they're
So
free.
If
They're roaming free on the streets.
If you're so worried about them going to their own country and do the same thing, why are you worried about that?
Because I don't want women to get raped or murdered. That's why. Do you want women to get raped and murdered?
In jail. Let them pay for them.
No, the thing is, do you want women to get raped and murdered? Yes or no?
No, absolutely not.
So we agree. And then he said, let their own country put them in jail. Guess what?
Yes.
Their own country cannot put them in jail based on an accusation. You're saying put them in jail after they raped and murdered another woman. By the way,
but odds are they've done it down there. Can you get that through your thick skull?
So you want their country to rape another? So you want the person to rape another woman before going to prison?
I know you're.
Listen, to begin with?
You have this podcast. You can't be that dumb.
I'm so sorry if what I'm saying sounds dumb to you, but I think it's because you lack the ability to have critical thought. I'm pretty sure everyone here understands what I'm saying. A rapist could have been put in prison if they got a conviction here in America. The rapist did not get a conviction and got deported merely on and the rapist got deported merely on an accusation, right? The country cannot arrest the rapist merely on an accusation done on other territory. So the country then has to wait until that undocumented immigrant rapes or murders again. Problem. Meaning, you want another woman to be raped or murdered, child, man to be raped or murdered before putting them in prison. When you could have put them in prison, yeah, in our country, yes, precisely, and we could have arrested them. But you don't support that because you want pedophiles to be free.
You can't be that dumb. I know you're smart. I can hear it in your voice. They've obviously done it in their country previously to coming here. Why do you think they're running? Why do you think they're here?
Why? It is the case that some people do come into the country undocumented, but it is also the case that some undocumented immigrants, a very small number of them, come in here and do commit crimes without any prior violent offenses, right?
I agree.
And you're saying they should be roaming free in the streets after committing offenses in our country.
I agree. I'm not going to disagree with that.
You hear how absurd
even documented immigrants and even citizens of our country do the same thing. And what happens when they're a citizen? I have a question. When they're documented, they're in jail.
Let me ask you a question. Do you want Venezuelan children to be raped?
Do I want what?
Do you want Venezuelan children to be raped?
I don't want any child to be raped.
So no, you don't want Venezuelan children to be raped. The Lake and Riley Act allows for Venezuelan children to be raped.
You know what? You're
Who gives about children being raped? Who gives a fuck about children being raped? I'm sorry, I do? Well, type a 1 in the chat if you care about children being raped. Do you not care about children being raped?
Right. To get them, put them in their own fucking country.
I explained why you can't put them in prison in their own country merely on an accusation.
Then maybe there's a problem with that country.
There's a problem with the policy, i.e. the Lake and Riley Act. In no territory, not even here in America, we can't put someone in prison even if they're uncitizen only based on an accusation. That doesn't happen.
Let me ask you this real quick. I don't believe that other guy, whatever he was spewing about you being ICE or illegal, undocumented. You know, those kind of people that voted for, I can't stand. It's just truly unbearable. And again, you're probably Americans. I don't know you from whatever, but I'm assuming you're documented and all that stuff. But again, if somebody's coming here undocumented, okay, you're even trying to get in here legally, they're trying to create a better life. I don't disagree with that 100%. But you got to do it the right way. If you're coming in here illegally, not following protocol, committing these crimes, why should we should just get rid of them? I don't understand. They obviously are committing them in their own country originally. They're running from the law. They're running from whoever, and they're coming in here illegally and doing the same things. So why is it our burden to have to deal with it?
2 points you made are 2 points I'd like to respond to. So A, I'll make the argument Biden had better border security in 2024 compared to 2025. B, I have a question for you after you make that point. The question is, do you want to reward criminals? But go ahead and address the first point, then you can answer the question.
So do I
Joe
want
Biden had a better border security than Donald Trump.
So here, the job I have we support people coming out of prison and jail and help them start a better life. I've hired probably 80 people, different people, to help them get their lives back on track and give them jobs, support them, and get them back and going. So for anyone that really,
okay, should we reward violent criminals?
I don't describe reward. What do you mean by reward?
Reward? I don't know. Like, I'm assuming you think it's a reward. I'm assuming you think it's rewarding undocumented immigrants by letting them stay in the country. Yes.
Yeah, that's a reward.
That's an example.
But I'm not doing that. I would not vote for that.
So you wouldn't vote. You wouldn't vote to let someone, let's say theoretically, stay in the White House if they were a violent criminal.
If they're violent? Prove to me he's a violent criminal.
I wasn't talking about Trump. What?
You just said it just now. I know what you're talking about.
If someone was a violent criminal, would you vote for them into the White House?
Vote for him to get in the White House?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Donald Trump is a violent criminal, and he.
See, I knew where you were going with it. I mean, you're an idiot. I mean, come on. You're. Listen, what you're trying to do, all you're trying to do is pressure
gotcha?
point.
Well, yeah, I gotcha.
Push certain things. I know what you're trying to do.
So can you answer the question? Why you said you wouldn't vote for a violent criminal, yet you voted for a violent criminal?
Well, wait a minute. You're doing very good here on TikTok. Just awesome. I think you're doing great. What you're doing.
Thanks.
Why don't you take it public? Or you don't have the Charlie Kirk balls to do it. Take it public.
I have done public. In fact, in my old account, there's videos of me going at protests and talking to some people.
I think what I'm telling you, I think what you're doing is good. But why don't you try to do it? Are you again?
Because I reach more people on the internet. I reach hundreds
you
of
reach
thousands.
more people.
I reach hundreds of thousands of people per month. Last month,
you reach more people like you. But if you were to get out in public and try to change people's minds, you have a better chance of doing that. Not on TikTok.
No, that's not true. I would have less people's minds to be changed because I would be reaching less.
Where do you think Charlie Kirk started?
He started off of grifting.
Okay. And where did he end up? No pun intended. I'm not trying to go that route, but he was doing
statement. Where did he end up? I mean,
public events.
Yeah, getting shot at one.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying. But here you are. But people like you, you're probably one of the better ones I've talked to.
Oh, thanks.
But at the same time, take it one step further. But don't be afraid.
Should I debate Donald Trump?
I would love to see that because I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it.
Donald Trump does not debate. He literally walked out of Meet the Press.
Well, you know who else doesn't debate? Sleepy Joe.
Donald Trump has fallen asleep 14 times on camera. Joe Biden only did 6.
You obviously heard Sleepy Joe in his debate, right? That's who you would have voted for?
I'd prefer Sleepy Joe compared to Sleepy Don.
Did you hear him?
You obviously heard him. Did you hear about Donald Trump walking out of Meet the Press after the reporter said that he didn't have any evidence for elections being stolen, and he walked out and crashed out? Did you hear about that?
Maybe he's heard it a million times, and he's tired of hearing about it. I don't know.
Have any evidence. He heard it a million times in courts, by the way. 60 courts, 30 appointed by Republicans, 15 appointed by Trump. They all said no evidence.
And to me, people talk about January 6th. I think it was ridiculous. I was.
You think Biden's FBI was in J6?
I was appalled that it happened.
Do you think Biden's FBI was in J6?
What's that?
Do you think Biden's FBI orchestrated J6?
No, I don't think so. I don't. I think I was appalled that any of that happened. Very appalled. And I was not happy that any president, just like Biden, he lets his son get off the hook. He lets his family members get off the hook. Every president
members hadn't done anything, only his son.
Every president does it. Every president.
Name one violent criminal. Name one violent terrorist that Joe Biden pardoned.
Well, first of all, how do you pardon your son for what he's done? How do you do that?
RUGS?
Well, I'm just saying, How do you do
Like
that?
I don't like I can say I don't agree with like pardons, but the president has the right to pardon. But the
I
difference,
can't stand pardons.
the difference between here is that like, what's his name? Fucking what's his name? Something Biden. What's Joe Biden's son's name?
Hunter.
Hunter Biden. Yeah,
You
Hunter
don't even
Biden.
know Joe Biden's son's name. And
I forgot his
you're
name. I
trying to
was
get
reading it. I
you're
was
trying to
reading it
get
earlier.
right wingers to go to left, and you don't even
Hunter
know his
Biden's
son's name.
Hunter. I forgot his name
I
for a
know you're
second.
smarter than that.
Hunter Biden's name, not name. Hunter Biden literally was convicted of like DRUGS compared to J6 terrorists who were convicted of assaulting police officers. The
Again,
Back
I'm
to the
telling
Blue
you,
Party.
I can't stand pardons. I think it's the worst thing for a
Can you
president
name one
to be able
accomplishment
to
that
do.
Don? Can you name one accomplishment of Donald Trump's?
Immigration policy. I'm so voting for it.
Biden had a
Love it.
better border security than Trump.
I
Can we
buy
agree?
100%. Listen. Yeah,
Can we agree that border security is relying upon three things: apprehensions, deportations, and encounters? Can we agree?
and border control. You have to. It starts at the border, just like anything else. If people are trying to come
Right, but
over,
border security and controlling the border is reliant upon apprehensions, deportations, and encounters. Yes.
encounters of 100. I love encounters 100%. Yes,
Okay, sure. So Joe Biden had more deportations, apprehensions, and encounters
that is not
in
true.
2024 compared to 2025. This is
That is
according
not
to
true.
DHS.
That is not true. So it's like, all right. So according to DHS,
Yes.
anybody can make up numbers. Listen, I
It's
fudged
Trump
numbers.
DHS. If you're
I
saying
fudged
Donald Trump is
numbers in
making
the
up
past
numbers,
for
I
other
agree
things
with
as
you.
well. It's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. It's like
So
you
you're
read
just saying
something on the
Donald Trump's
internet, you think it's
DHS
true.
is making up numbers.
Why? Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so then how do you know that he's how do you know that he has better border security if his
Every
DHS is already making
president
up numbers? He could be
fudges
making up those
numbers.
numbers as well. How do you know
Every
which numbers to trust and which
If you
numbers
ever
not to
watch
trust?
video of all those illegals coming through, crossing rivers, back when Biden was president, do you see that now?
Okay, but how do you know which numbers to
Wait,
trust and which
just
numbers
answer
not to
that.
trust?
You're asking me that. I asked you a question.
Have I seen those videos now? Yes, I have.
Show me one that's happened.
Does that? Those are anecdotes. Those aren't statistics.
I guess they're AI, right? Too, right? I guess those videos back when Biden was president. Those are AI. Those people crossing the border
I
illegally.
never said they were. Yeah, I'm
Well,
just
I'm
saying
just
they're
saying.
anecdotes. I don't care about
Well,
them.
yeah, but it was reality.
Sure, but the
So you're telling
reality
me
is,
Biden-
can you answer my
Biden-
question? How do you
Biden-
know which if you're saying the DHS of Trump is making up numbers? How do you know which numbers to
Well,
trust and
I'm
which numbers
saying-
not to trust?
I'm not just saying Trump. Everybody, Biden too.
So then, how do you
Any
know which
president.
numbers to trust and which numbers not to trust? Then,
No, I don't trust anything.
so then, how do you know
trust what
Donald
I
Trump
do.
has better border
Listen, I
security?
don't even trust the internet. If you read something on the internet, if you believe it, you're.
Was the moon landing real?
Oh, absolutely.
How do you know Donald Trump has better border security then? If you don't trust anything,
What do you mean? How do I know?
you said you don't trust anything. So how do you know?
Have you ever been to Arizona? I've been
I
down
live in
to the border.
Arizona.
I've been down. What's that?
I live in Arizona.
Oh, that's even beautiful. Arizona's it's the most beautiful state. I love it.
Very hot.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about heat. Heat don't bother me. I have no
Just wait
problem.
until this summer with already high breaking records in Europe.
But
Yeah, what about
you
Arizona?
know what? That has nothing to do with border security.
Arizona,
Oh.
true. I guess that was off topic. Arizona's like not really based. I mean, based because like we have a Democratic governor and we're a swing state, but like Republican leadership, like they're not based. They suck.
Again, people could say that about California too.
California's based. They have the fourth largest economy in the world.
I know. Yeah, it shows with gas prices. I know.
Based. So what about
It shows
Arizona?
with gas prices. Fourth
Gas
largest.
prices
economy
went
in
up
the
under
world.
Donald Trump because of a war of choice.
Oh, so come on. You say that's because of Trump, their gas prices? Their gas
Yes, he
prices were
started a war.
astronomical when Biden was the president.
It wasn't
They were
because of Biden
astronomical
though.
when Obama was president.
It wasn't because of
California's
Biden
prices
though.
for everything are always astronomical compared to any other state.
No, across the country, Joe Biden had high gas prices, but it wasn't because of him. Under Donald Trump, it was because it was a war of choice. Donald Trump didn't cause COVID or the Russia and Ukraine war.
Well, Biden sure as hell got out of there because he'd want to create a war. He got out of office because he knew there was something coming he wanted no part of.
Hold on. Yeah, Joe Biden didn't start the Iran war. What?
No.
There was
Oh my God.
no one like if Harris had won, there would not been have war.
No,
There would have not been a war with Iran.
yeah, you want to, then that Middle East would be fucked up. I mean, it
Because of
just
Israel,
showed,
yes.
it showed with Israel getting bombarded. It was the stupidest thing. I can't believe that ever happened. That concert, and that's what the Middle East was like. Are you kidding? You want people to live like that?
No,
And
but
you're
Israel's
worried,
also committing a
you're
genocide.
worried about us sending illegals back to
I'm worried about
where they
human rights
belong,
violations. Yes.
where they belong, but then you have that happening over there, and you don't even worry about it.
I speak out against the genocide Israel's committing every single day.
Oh, genocide Israel's committing?
Yes.
What about what the countries are doing to them? I'm not even Jewish. What about how they're trying to?
Countries are doing what? Israel is occupying Lebanon, Gaza, the West Bank. What country is doing to what to Israel?
I think it was October 7th or whatever date that was, where they.
Hamas? Yeah, I disagree with that, but that doesn't mean
Why doesn't anybody speak about that?
that
They're
doesn't mean
worried
that they have
about-
the right to commit a genocide.
But wait, well, why doesn't anybody talk
Also,
about that?
by the way, Bibi Netanyahu allowed funds to go to Hamas to prop up Hamas, to split up the leadership between the West Bank and Gaza. By the way, so Bibi Netanyahu is to blame because he allowed funds from I believe Qatar or Saudi Arabia or the UAE to go into Hamas. Bibi Netanyahu propped up Hamas just to split up the West Bank leadership and Gazan leadership.
You know what? You're right. I do remember that too. I do remember that. But it doesn't give anybody the right to do what they did.
Absolutely
No one
not.
speaks
But Bibi
about that.
Netanyahu has some role to blame because, like, why would he allow those funds to a terrorist organization?
But
A,
nobody
and B, that
speaks about
that also
that.
doesn't
They
mean
worry
that they
about
can
us
commit a
deporting.
genocide.
But they worry about us deporting illegals for being criminals.
Yes, that is the
Okay,
thing we should worry.
why? I mean, what's the difference?
I agree. We should worry about all the genocides going on in the world. We should also worry about domestic issues as well.
Right. Again, but we don't talk about it.
I talk
But yet
about
we have-
the genocide all the time.
So wait. So let me guess. Immigrants here in the United States are from all over the world. Documented immigrants. All right? All over the world. You know it. We all see it on everybody's supports. They do rallies and they do protests. They do whatever, which is the First Amendment. I love it. But when you get out of control, that's when, that screw your protest. Screw
Like
everything.
J6? You
Huh?
said you don't agree with J6, right?
I can't stand it. It was appalling.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, man?
It was such an eyesore on the country.
Is there
It was
anything else you want to
eyesore.
talk about?
No, I want you to. Why don't you go public? I don't. I mean, the thing is, I think you're doing great. What you're doing, I think you got something. But man, quit hiding behind TikTok and a keyboard. Get out there and do it. Be a Charlie Kirk. Try to be.
I'll be the next Charlie Kirk. I thought you were done. I'm sorry for interrupting you. I'll be the next Charlie Kirk. Actually, I don't want to be the next Charlie Kirk. I take that back.